Hello again, my people of darkness. Wonderful to see you all still here, safe and sound, and I've got you to thank for that. Your likes, shares, follows, and comments keep this channel alive, and I'm truly grateful. Before we begin, do drop a comment below. Let me know where in the world you're listening from. Now then, let's dive into the shadows. There's a hidden threat, a secretive organization operating worldwide, unseen but deadly. Their goal, destruction. And right now, their sinister machinations are unfolding in the heart of Kuala Lumpur. This is how they operate, and this is what they're planning. Open all your senses now and embrace the darkness. Allow it to unfold, piece by piece, and listen without prejudice.
Hey, Hart. You still don't get why they call me Agent Tobias? It's simple, man. You and I, we're the same. We're operatives in this organization. So why can't you see the bigger picture? Just look at how easy it is to sway some groups. They reshape their traditions, thinking it'll earn them status. Like the kabaya. It used to mean something. Now it's short, modernized. All for outside approval. They crave validation, Hart. The more they chase foreign values, the more they think it makes them better. And that's where we come in. Our playbook, push our influence, flood social media with Western travelers, all shocked and amazed by local customs, act fascinated, earn their trust. Play the long game. Once they're hooked, we start shifting the narrative, slowly, subtly. It's all psychology, Hart. Make them fear losing our attention. They'll bend before they even realize it. Sound familiar? It worked before, and now Malaysia's next. You in, Hart? Good. Now, there's something else I need your take on. It started with this piece of wood. Weirdest thing. I bought it from this Bangladeshi immigrant. He came to me with an umbrella, right when it started to rain cats and dogs. And now, let's just say, I've got a problem. All right, so here's the deal. It's fine, Hart. Just get it right this time, okay? I gotta head out. There's a ton of crap to deal with at my 5th property in this country. Yeah. Okay. Cool. No worries. Catch you later, Hart. So guys, sorry about that. That was Hart, my partner in crime. He's actually the reason I'm here, in Malaysia. We're part of a covert team, working under this guy who owns a global bank. Our mission? Find cracks in the system here, use them to stir up chaos, racial tension, civil unrest. And it's not just here. We're operating all across the global south. The goal? Disrupt economic progress. So countries end up begging our boss for huge loans. To rebuild. And when war breaks out, boom, weapon sales go through the roof. G7 countries cash in. Most of them owe our boss a ridiculous amount. This is how they pay him back. He advises them. Recolonize the countries we destabilized. Strip them for resources. Use the profits to settle your debts. Of course, colonizing costs money. So they borrow more. But once they take over, they pay it all back. Easy. So far, me and my team, we're doing pretty well. Especially with local help. In Malaysia, the real mastermind is Dr. Norman. He's our link to all the big shots, in government and in politics. Funny thing is, I've never even met the guy. He's high up, top brass. Guys like me, we're just boots on the ground. Dr. Norman lays the plans. We carry them out. Anyway, name's Greg Tobias. And on the side, I've been flipping Airbnbs. But my fifth one? A condo on the 3rd floor? Man, was something seriously off about it. Place looks perfect. Top-tier renovation, stylish interior, totally ready for guests. But there's something weird going on. I asked Jason Leo about it. He's the agent who sold it to me. Also did the renovations. He swore there were no murders, no suicides ever reported in that unit. Except the previous owner's daughter. Her name was Nurul Azlina. She had some kind of connection to Dr. Norman. Jason said Dr. Norman gave her this piece of wood. And after that, she went completely nuts. For 19 years. He told me she finally got better, only after the wood was burned. And somehow, that exact piece of wood ended up with me. Bought it from a Bangladeshi immigrant. One of Jason's workers. Didn't think much of it. Big mistake. I was pissed. So I gave it to Jason. Told him, since that Bangladeshi immigrant is his worker, asked Jason to deal with it. I mean, he works for Jason, not my problem. But the second Leo touched it, boom, like a freaking light bulb. Blinding. And then he vanished. My brand new expensive sofa. Burned. Reeking of sulfur. I bailed. Left the condo. Left that damn carved wood. Right there on that cursed sofa. Now the hauntings are back. Every night, a streetlight follows me. Wherever I go. Didn't know what else to do. So I posted my story on a local paranormal site. It started that night. We were driving through a street lit up with lamps. I didn't notice it at first. Well, actually, I wasn't driving. It was my usual Grab driver, Nandini. I mean, I'm American. And Malaysia drives on the British side of the road. Not my thing. So yeah, Nandini's my go-to. Knows all the roads in KL. We were headed to a meeting with agents from another department. The cyber troopers. Their leader, Polish-Israeli woman, used her Polish passport to enter Malaysia. Her team, a Brit, a French tech guy, and a former Indian news propaganda specialist, born and raised in the UK. Their job? Flood Malaysian social media with Islamic content. Ritual reminders, spiritual healing, and boycott campaigns. KFC, Starbucks, Coca-Cola, and blah blah blah. All tied to supporting Palestine. The trick? Keep Muslims focused on rituals. Distract them from bigger issues. My team, meanwhile, we flood political content. Another team? They stir up racism across all races in Malaysia. Keep everyone angry. Keep them distracted. All right, enough about that. Let's just skip to the main point of that meeting. They want us to launch a coup d'etat right now because they believe this country's got a secret plan to take down the world. And the proof? It's this thriller novel book called Murtad. It's been printed multiple times. And that shows Malaysian Muslims are agreeing on the idea of unaliving Murtad in style. That's the hard evidence showing that Malaysian Muslims supposedly ready to terrorize the non-Muslim population worldwide. The number of fanatical readers of Murtad is insane. And according to them, it's the most solid proof that Malaysian Muslims are the next biggest threat on this planet, and that we have to act now. But of course, I disagreed. I mean, come on, we need more than just a book, even if you've got stats on how many diehard readers it has, or their wild obsession with unaliving non-Muslims, or Murtads in style. that can't be the only reason for a coup d'etat. We need not just real evidence, but also Dr. Norman's approval too. So, we all agreed, crank up the religious and racial tension in this country, push it to the limit. And that is where the horror begins. On the way back, I got a notification from some readers on that paranormal site where I posted about the haunted street lamp. Most of the replies were garbage, except for this one dude. His handle? Mohammed in the Ra Bayou. In the Ra said, "I'm under a curse, and the only way to break it is to pass it on to someone else. But it has to be through a contract, just like what Abdul Rahman did to me, secretly selling that damn carved wood to another person. But here's the thing, there'll be attempts to stop me from doing it. And the moment I agreed with In the Ra, that's when it started. The horror of being followed by that haunted street lamp. It all began when Nandini took a shortcut back to my 5th property. That same place where Jason Leo vanished. And yeah, that's also where I left that cursed carved wood. Now Nandini swore the road she took was in an undeveloped part of Kuala Lumpur. Said it shouldn't have a single street light. But guess what? There was one. Just one. And it was following us. I told Nandini to floor it, Formula 1 speed, but that damn street lamp kept chasing, like it was tied to her car or something. Panicking, I told her to make a sharp turn, drift into any random neighborhood, just to see if we could lose it. We did. We actually lost it. Found a little back alley to hide in. It was pitch black. Looked like none of the residents wanted to waste money on their electric bills. And that's exactly what we needed. Total darkness. Then out of nowhere, some Chinese guy comes running at us, banging on the window, begging for help. We shined our phone flashlights at him, and no way. It was Jason Leo, that same property agent. We let him in, and he told me he was suddenly teleported the moment he touched that damn carved wood. He said he'd been running from the same haunted street lamp, got so close to it once, saw this dark black evil smoke pouring off it, and from that smoke, a witch came out, chased him down, screaming with this horrifying voice, saying she needed his body. That's when he spotted our car and ran. He was screaming, panicking, begging Nandini, my Grab driver, to take him to his mosque. But I said no. I needed to find that cursed carved wood first. That's when we saw it, a dim light, moving closer. Before I could react, Nandini floored it, took a hard right at the junction, clear road ahead. But there it was, that same street lamp, just waiting for us. Nandini pulled off this insane U-turn, beautiful drift. I gotta say, Malaysian women drivers, she could put every American woman to shame. No joke. But that's when it got really bad. On both sides of us. Walls started rising, like we were being funneled into some kind of hallway. And boom, we weren't on the road anymore. We were inside some massive, empty building, like a haunted shopping mall or something. Nandini slammed the brakes, but a wall appeared right in front of us. We crashed. Not hard, but the front of the car totaled. Nandini's head was bleeding. Jason Leo knocked out cold. I stepped outside, and then I heard it. A long, evil, witch-like scream from far away. And it was getting closer and closer.
My name is Lu Mengchu. My late father gave me that name. I am from the Hakar community here in Malaysia. Since everyone in my community has a Western name, I chose Jason Leo. It resonates with me because a handsome guy like me needs a handsome Western name too. I am so handsome, I think Andy Lau, the actor from Hong Kong, cannot be my comparison. He is not equal with my level. If you compare my face to a gorilla, of course, I am super handsome. That's why I avoid the ladies. Most ladies can't handle handsome guys like me. Of course, I don't have a sharp nose like Andy Lau, but I have an overbite. My teeth protrude a bit. Whenever I smile, my teeth show out. It easily knocks the ladies out. That's why I focus all my energy on work and making money. Double the handsomeness, right? I only have a lower middle school academic certificate because I don't have a father. Only my mother. She runs a small business selling cut fruits at a stall. I also have a sister. She's very smart, a top student. Not like me, my best result is just obtaining C's for all my subjects. So I decided to quit school. I followed my uncle from my father's side to do construction work. I learned a lot from him until he got me a team of immigrant workers to manage. He also taught me how to find jobs for my team. From there, I supported all my sister's financial needs, so she could continue her studies. I also learned business in property from another uncle from my mother's side of the family. Now I'm a property agent. I also get jobs in renovation business for my team. During my free time, I help my mother sell cut fruits too. And that was when I met Nurul Arslina Bini Jugfar Arjuna. A Malay girl. She always stops by my mother's fruit stall. She always chats with my mother and helps her run the shop. My sister and Ina, they were like the three stooges. Nandini is the third one. All of them are super nerds. After finishing their degrees, they went to pursue their careers. But me and Ina, we're like oil and water. Whenever I am free to help my mother, Ina would always run to my home. She studied with my sister. Well, actually, they just played or did girl stuff. They only studied when my mother came into the house. My mother's fruit shop is beside our house, and our house is close to the middle school. My sister, Nandini, and Ina studied there. I also studied there before I quit school. Uncle Jugfar and Auntie Noria, Ina's parents, were our neighbors. Uncle Jugfar is the one who gave money to help my mother's business. He also helped build her fruit stall. Uncle Jugfar and my late father were policemen. My father died during a big drug raid. After that, Uncle Jugfar quit being a policeman. He got a job with a petroleum company. He worked offshore on an oil rig in Sarawak. Because of that job, he bought a new condominium near our area. Uncle Jugfar was like a second father to me. I really love him. Their home was like my second home. I even had a room there. That is how close we were to him. I was like his own child. He and my father were badminton partners. They won many police tournaments. During school holidays, he always took me to play badminton at the police court. Sometimes we went fishing together. He didn't agree when I quit school because he was paying for our studies. He cried and begged me not to quit. I promised him I would not stop school, but later, I told him I must be the man of the family. After he saw how well I worked and lived, he believed I could take care of my family. Sometimes, I still spend time with him. We played badminton, went fishing, and I learned about Islam from him. He had taught me the basics that I need to know. I cried a lot when I heard he died of an accident on the oil rig, because I failed to help Ina, his daughter. He never asked me to help her, but I felt it was my duty. He did so much for me and my family. The least I could do was help Ina. But his time on earth ended. I cried again. I missed our father and son moments. He was so loyal to my father because my father asked him to take care of us when he's gone. And he did a perfect job, almost like the father I never had. Oh, sorry. Some dust went into my eyes. No worries, okay. I remember when I teased Arslina. She and my sister were like oil and water with me. We could never agree on anything because they're both cute and I loved teasing them. Oh, they hated me, I knew that, but when they needed help, I was always there. I went shopping with them, watched movies, took pictures, anything. Since I quit school and started working early on, I had money to support my mother and sister. So when they didn't get along with me, I secretly stole their stationeries. Later, they would ask me to buy new ones. For that, they would always call me handsome big brother. That's how I became a handsome guy. Well, those were the memories during our childish days. Now Ina has grown up, she's a beautiful sister, just like my own sister. My sister and I parted ways when she went to Australia. She studied at a top university there. She married an Australian guy. They now have a family. From what I know, both of them are now lecturers at that top Australian university. Once or twice a year, during Christmas and Chinese New Year, she comes home with her husband and kids. When Ina got really sick, I took the responsibility to care for Auntie Noria and Ina. Sometimes I wished I had joined Kongsi or gangster groups, because the only guy I wanted to beat up was that Dr. Norman fella. I really hated that guy, he brought chaos to my family. When I visited Ina, that guy said I was lucky because Ina loved me. He said if Ina wasn't sick, she would have already been my wife. That's when I almost lost control. If not for Auntie Noria and my mom, I would have beaten that guy up. Ina is like my sister, she's my own family. Why did that guy say such nonsense? Yes, I'm not married yet, but that's because I'm married to my job. And I already have a girlfriend. Her name is Amira. She is a Chinese Muslim girl from Xinjiang, China. But since Ina never showed signs of healing, me and Amira finally got married. We now have 2 daughters, one is named Nurul Arzlina, the other, Nurul Fatima. We opened a Chinese Muslim Xinjiang restaurant. Now we have 7 branches within Klang Valley. Yes, I'm a revert, I've become Muslim. Why is my name still Jason Leo? Because Islam doesn't need me to change my name. Islam only requires me to change my heart, my mind, and my way of life. Back to Ina, every month my sister sends me 1,000 ringgit for mom. And another 1,000 ringgit for Ina's medical bills. Every day, I never forget to pray for Ina and Auntie Noria. I helped Auntie Noria buy a piece of land at the far end of Klang Valley, near where my workers Sudarto and Abdul Rahman live. I managed the money, resources and workers to build a double-story house. The raw materials were purchased by Auntie Noria herself. It was for Ina and her husband. We built the house for free. I never took any payment. Because to me, they are family. Auntie Noria sold her condo. She moved in with Ina and her husband. Ina's husband is the one who cured her. I thank Allah for that, and I thank him too. I also built a double-story house for my mother, right next to Auntie Noria's house. My mother refused to live elsewhere without Auntie Noria. Both my mother and Auntie Noria are already close like siblings. Before this, my mother didn't really have a religion. Sometimes she became a Christian, sometimes a Buddhist. She celebrated all festivals in Malaysia. She was only religious during festive seasons. But lately, she shows more interest in Islam. She joins Auntie Noria and her mosque friends for Islamic studies at her house. I hope Allah opens her heart, so she can also revert and accept Islam. Now I must end my story. It's time to tell about Mr. Tobias, a digital nomad American who bought the condo unit from me. It's the same condo that Auntie Noria asked me to sell. I met him again because he had a problem with that house. That was the 5th house he bought, all for his Airbnb business. He told me about a haunting, something strange was happening. I assured him it wasn't because of the house. Then he surprised me, he showed me a piece of wood. He believed that wood was the cause of the haunting. But, mashallah, that wood, it brought back memories. That haunting, it still somehow started from me. Not directly from me, but from my workers, Sudarto and Abdul Rahman. They were supposed to burn that piece of wood. So how did that wood end up in Mr. Tobias's hands? I remember seeing that piece of wood back when Ina's husband was trying to cure her. Back then, they were not married yet. I had to find out the truth, so I took the wood. Then suddenly, I was at this strange housing area. The area was empty, only a few lights were on. I knocked on many houses, calling for help. One house had an open door, so I went in. But there was no one there, no sound, no people. I entered the house because I was afraid of the street lamp. That street lamp was evil, it felt like it followed me. This housing area was weird, I didn't even know how I got here. Where was Mr. Tobias? What brought me here? Why was that evil street lamp following me? What did it want from me? Maybe it wanted to help me leave, so I got close to it. Then I saw it, black smoke coming out from the street lamp. Inside the smoke there was an old witch. She looked scary, black smoke surrounded her too. I ran, and I kept running. The scream from that witch was the scariest thing I ever heard. I ran and ran, then I saw a car. It was parked in one of the alleys. I rushed to the car. Inside was an Indian lady, she looked familiar. And the passenger seat, it was Mr. Tobias.
So sleep, my baby, sleep. When you wake up soon, like, follow and share this beloved nightmare, and I'll be sure, once a week, will satisfy your craving and addiction with the pure supply dosage of nightmare.
Nightmare.